Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, park guest. It is I, your park manager, Brooding Gamer, here to talk with you guys about the island that Jurassic World Rebirth will be taking place on. A lot of people have been kind of debating on whether if this is going to be another portion of Isla Sorna or if this is going to be a whole new island in general. Well, I think it's been pretty much confirmed that it is going to be a new island, as Isla Sorna is pretty much wiped out according to everything on, well, everywhere. Dinosaurs on the mainland have pretty much been hunted to extinction, and all the dinosaurs have been hunted back down to extinction or near extinction, endangered. And then you have this mysterious island that a lot of people have not really been sure on what island we're going to be taking place. So I want to go over with you guys today. It's not going to be the longest video. It may not be. I don't know. Depends on how much talking I can do, and if you guys know me, I like to talk. I firmly believe that we are going to be on one of the 5 deaths. It would make the most sense, because if we were to keep making more islands out of nowhere and say, well, now this island has dinosaurs too, and now this island has dinosaurs as well, it would get to a point where there could be millions of islands at this point where dinosaurs are at. So I am, like I say, I'm a firm believer that, obviously we're not going to be on Isla Sorna anymore. Isla Nublar is toast completely. I would like to go back to Nublar, though, just to see, how things have been after years. Because, once volcanic activity happens, new life can be formed. So it's what if somehow, a couple animals survived on that island? I don't know. We know Brachy's didn't survive on that island, that's for sure. But, I've been looking at the map of the 5 deaths, and I think I may have kind of pinpointed which island we could be going to. Now, again, there's probably about 5 or 6 million different theories on YouTube right now about which island we're going to, but I firmly believe that we are going to be going to Matanceros. The reason I say Matanceros is I should have on a picture right now. This is from Jurassic Park: The Lost World, when Ian Malcolm's daughter is inside of the one of the convoys, and she's looking at the map of the 5 deaths. And the reason I really want to focus so much on one of the 5 islands of the 5 deaths is because, if I say 5 deaths one more time, I'm going to lose it. I really do think that it's been covered in Jurassic Park: The Lost World, but ever since then, I feel like those islands have never really been talked about again. They focus on Sorna and Nublar, and those are the only 2 islands that they ever act like still exist, but yet there's 5 of them. Nublar, of course, not considered as one of those. It's an island further away, because that's where the main park was going to be built, and Sorna is where all of the science mumbo jumbo was, where that was being done. But they say that this island is where the worst of the worst dinosaurs were at, even though this is the ones that were too dangerous to go into the park. Well, even though we've got several dinosaurs appearing that are already in the park. So, your T-Rex, your Dilophosaurus, your Velociraptor. So, what exactly, we're obviously got the Spinosaurus, which was not supposed to be in the park and was on Sorna. And now here on this, we're going to call it Matanceros for right now. And I'll go into a reason why here just shortly. But we have, I think we do have Ankylosaurus, which was not in the park as well. The only dinosaurs to appear in the park, the Brachy, the Para. Of course, there was several others like Metriacanthosaurus that did not make an appearance. Herrerasaurus that did not make an appearance. Let's see, the Brachy, the Triceratops. We did not have Stegosaurus on the island that we could physically see, but I do believe Stegosaurus was meant to be in there. But there's just, I don't know what exactly, if they're focusing on a few extra species. Obviously, we have the D-Rex that will be making an appearance that definitely was not supposed to be in the park. And a lot of people are starting to theorize that this animal is not exactly older than what we thought it would be. This animal may actually be fairly new, because we do know that there is somebody working on the island with those test tubes and everything looking as new as they are. So somebody is clearly there working on that island now. I don't think this has been abandoned like we thought it was. And that's usually how it goes. It's oh, this is an abandoned island. Nobody will ever come here, so this is the best place to work on our experiments. So I think in the process of trying to make I don't know what this company is. I have said that the guy who is in charge of this pharmaceutical company is clearly the bad guy. He has to be. There is no doubt in my mind that this is the main villain. His team of geneticists and scientists and all that jazz have been making this particular creature for some reason. Why they made it, we don't know. Were they trying to make the ultimate animal? We don't know. I feel like we've already covered that with the Indoraptor and the Indominus Rex with let's make the ultimate reptile or the ultimate dinosaur or the ultimate monster, whatever you want to call it. But I do believe that in the process of trying to find out, you know, why are we doing this? Are we trying to mix the best of all the animals? That has been my theory, is that we're taking the DNA. This creature is, that'll be a separate video altogether, because I do have a big theory on what this animal is. And that is why, you know, like I said, we'll get to that later. But when I'm looking at all of the different island choices, because I know, like I said, I rambled, you guys know I do. Looking at all the different island choices, I've compared, like I said, I had the map up. I look at the structure of the island as they're like, one, they're sailing in, and you've got kind of like all these little mini islands off to the side, which of course that big map's not gonna put the little tiny, you know, like landforms or rock forms, whatever, just around there, because that's not the point. They don't want to go too detailed in that map. But it looks like, you know, when they're kind of coming in or moving out, I'm assuming this is moving away from the island after they've done everything they did, save this small family and the Aqualops Dolores. I think we named her Dolores. So when they're rescuing all them and they're leaving the island, that's when those three Spinos and the Mosasaurus are like, no, we're not. No, hold on. No, we're the Border Patrol, and how you got in, we don't know, but we know you ain't getting out. It's kind of like a crescent-looking beach section right there where they're sailing away from. So I think that if I look at the map there, of course, there's a lot of different things. Like in Matanceros, there is that like little divot there towards the right side, the lower right, where you can actually see kind of an opening area there. Like that could be where they're sailing out of from the, you know, with the Spino and the Mosasaur. So that is my idea for that. And then looking at the mountain ranges, that, you know, we have some very high, tall peak mountain ranges in this area. I mean, if you look at the picture here with the Titanosaurus, that thing is, these islands are, you know, even towering over that. So obviously these are giant rock formations. These are giant mountains. And then you have the photo or the picture with the Quetzalcoatlus. You can kind of see it flying up in the fog and everything. So that looked real, you know, that kind of gives me, looking at this picture, you can see there's a lot of mountainous ranges there. When you look at Isla Sorna, you can see all the different mountain ranges there. So I'm thinking if we were to have, obviously, a very mountainous island, this would be it. So if we are going to one of the 5 devs again, I would say it's Matanceros. If we're not, I know you guys are probably like, yeah, your theory sucks. And I'm sorry, I'm working with what I have here. I do firmly believe that, though, we are going to be returning back to the 5 devs, because we have not since Jurassic Park: The Lost World. You know, they talk about it and they're like, oh, that's really cool. There's no way that you have all these mountain or these islands within such a closeness. I don't know, close perimeter to each other, and not utilize neighboring islands. Instead, you would want to, you know, you don't just, you know, why would they be called the 5 devs? Obviously, things have happened on these other islands to make it, you know, and I'm sure you've got animals that can probably swim so much distance from one island to another. Obviously, on this map, they're, you know, they're just a few inches apart from each other, but in reality, they're probably miles from each other. So if you have any animals that are able to swim all that distance, I highly doubt it. Maybe you do. You know, the Spinos would be a good one. Maybe there were more Spinosaurus on Isla Sorna and they swam over to one of the other islands. But these are called the 5 deaths for a reason, not just because, oh, well, we had people died getting close to one island, which would be Sorna. So then all of a sudden, all of these islands are haunted or have curses with them. No, I do firmly believe, and I've said I firmly believe several times, but I think that's where we're going to be headed, is Isla Matanceros. So don't quote me on it. Just because I really do believe this is where we're going to be going, I think it would be nice to go back to the 5 devs and not just erase them out of existence. Because like I said, they talk about it in The Lost World, and I feel like that's it. They don't talk about any of the other islands, to my knowledge, even going back and rewatching the films. They don't talk about them anymore. And Nublar doesn't count because Nublar was not part of the 5 deaths. It was Matanceros, Sorna, Tucano. What was it? Matanceros, Tucano, Sorna, Muertes, and oh gosh, what's the 5th one? Well, I'm sure, yeah, that I'm hitting it. It's probably on screen and they're all like screaming at their screen, like, dude. So anyway, like I say, I believe Matanceros is where we're going to be going. If you guys, I would love to know your guys' theory on this. Where do you think we're going to be going? Do you even think we're going to be going to one of these islands? Would it make sense to me? It would not make sense to me if we just randomly have like another island out of nowhere that's like, oh, by the way, there's also dinosaurs here too. It's like, okay, you're kind of just now making things up. Why not go back to where the story began? You know, these 5 deaths are there for a reason. Let's utilize them. You've only utilized one of them. Let's utilize at least another one just to have it in the canon story. Just to say, okay, finally, now we know what one of these islands was being used for. This was another testing island. So let's, you know, not even just looking at evolution. Obviously, evolution was the first thing to ever really finally delve into those 5 islands apart from Sorna. So now let's just kind of finally utilize the other islands the way we should have used them and put them in the films finally. So that's my theory. Matanceros is going to be where these animals are at and where they're going to. I know it's a, you know, take it with a grain of salt kind of a theory because I am grasping at straws and I have literally just going based off a flat image and then trying to compare that to mountain ranges and everything. So let me know what you guys think below. Of course, my theory is probably incorrect, but what if it's not? I would like to know. But here in July, if they mention the name of the island, if I'm in the theater and they say the name of the island in the film, but not in like any of the trailers, and they say Matanceros, I am going to be like, I was right. I was right. Finally, something I got correct. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, by all means, go ahead and leave a like. And of course, subscribe if you want to, you know, join us for more Jurassic World and Jurassic Park content, because we're always doing toy hunts, toy unboxings, and movie and game theories. So thank you all for watching. Until then, real quick, by all means, go in the comments below and let me know your theories. I would love to know all about what you guys think. Even if you disagree with me, I'd love to know what is your opinion on this matter. What do you think? Where do you think we're going? Anyway, until then, I will see you guys in the next video. This is Burning Gamer, signing out.